Welcome back to Dialogue at EPlus TV 6. We are talking with Steve Holt Consulting. He works with companies all over the country in their social media, with individuals as well. And when I say companies, it can be churches or not-for-profit groups or anything. Then how do I instinctively apply this stuff? Everybody sees the numbers, I guess. It's like, wow, I can sit right here. I don't have to spend a lot of money, and I can reach potentially zillions of people all over the world.
That's right.
How do I decide then what I do with this stuff?
Wow, that's actually the fun part of my job, because you know, when I convince people that, okay, Steve, I'm convinced I need to start using Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or whatever. Now what am I going to do? Well, that's where the real fun begins, because now your creativity can kick in to decide how you want to do it.
All right.
One of the best things that a business, organization, individual can do to be successful in social media is to engage in storytelling. Everybody loves to hear a story, especially ones that have inspirational endings, or people have gone through struggles, or just an insight to get sort of behind the velvet rope type deal. If you can tell a story and tell it effectively, either in print and pictures and Facebook, or by providing links in Twitter that takes people elsewhere, or even better in YouTube to actually provide a visual representation of your story. If you can figure out how to tell stories about your customers, stories about your products, stories about your employees, stories about your business and how you started, if you tell stories, it draws people in and keeps bringing people back. TV has figured this out a long time ago. If you can effectively tell a story and you capture people's attention, they're going to listen to you. And so the people who are being effective in social media, businesses and organizations, are not the ones saying 25% off discount today, come look at my great stuff, look how awesome I am. But if they effectively tell stories, they will draw people in.
All right, so that would apply to a not-for-profit or anything else?
Oh, especially a not-for-profit.
Instead of like, we need $500 today, it's more...
You don't tell that. What you do is you show the story of the people that are being affected by that organization. And your $500 will go to help people like this guy. Then you tell a little 2-minute story, a little 3-minute story. It's very, very effective if businesses talk about their customers. In fact, one of the metrics that I tell people is 10 to 1. If you keep 10 to 1 in the back of your mind, talk about other people 10 times before you talk about yourself once. If you keep that metric in mind, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or your website and blogging, whatever, talk about other people and other organizations and individuals and customers, and talk about other people 10 times more than you talk about yourself, and I guarantee you, you will be successful.
The reaction of people when you tell them that?
Well, there are certain businesses that I've worked with that are just absolutely going gangbusters. I'll just give you one example. I worked with a company in Paris, Tennessee. They had about 100 likes on their Facebook page, and it was most of those were the employees. And they could, you know, which is normal. You know, you want to make sure your mom likes your page. Just tell your mom to go like it.
Yeah, we got a Facebook page up, and so everybody needs to like that.
Yes, hey mom, go like my page. I need a like. So most of them were the employees, and so they came to me and they said, you know, we don't know what to do. And I said, well, you need to tell stories. You need to, you know, you have. They manufacture things, and so they had products that they manufactured, and I said, you need to show people how those products are manufactured. Take them into the factory where they're made. Show the people on the line, interview your employees who do it, and what do you do? And then go find customers that love you, and there's customers out there that love you. Talk to them about how they use your products, and start making a little video vignette series about who you are and what you do. They went in 1 year from 100 likes to almost 3,000 likes. And it was almost exclusively because they provided that behind the velvet rope type thing. They showed things to their fans, to their customers, that they could never see otherwise, because most of their customers would not come to their facility where they manufactured stuff. And so they quit thinking in terms of, let's offer a 15% discount and we're going to get a whole bunch of people to like us because they want the discount. You know, that may or may not happen, but I guarantee you, if you show people who is it that works in the building, what do they do, what do your products do, who is affected by your products, how are your products made, if you show that sort of thing, and forget about talking and selling anything, then I guarantee you your sales are going to go up. And they did.
If they are a manufacturer, who do they want to reach with this site? Do they want to reach customers? They want to reach
They want to reach existing customers. They want to reach brand new customers.
Okay. So they're direct selling. They're not going through a distribution network.
Absolutely. Okay. Their market is selling to individuals and selling to small businesses as well. Okay. And so they didn't know where to start. And I said, well, what you need to start doing first is telling your story. Telling your story about who you are, what you do, and what you sell, and who the people are that are behind it. Okay. And then it'll start to grow, and it did.
What was their technique then to get people to find their site or to get them, or did it spread through?
Well, you know, there's all sorts of things you can do with blogging to get the search engine optimization hit. You can talk about internet marketing with Google Ads. You can talk about direct mail pieces. In fact, one of the simple things that they did that most businesses forget about is if you've got a Facebook page and a Twitter account and a YouTube channel, people don't know that you have those unless you tell them. They were already buying advertising in lots of places, but they weren't mentioning anywhere that they had a Facebook page. Okay. They didn't mention anywhere that they had a Twitter account. And I said, well, how do you expect people to find you unless you tell them? So they started putting those things on their print pieces, for example. Across the bottom, they had their Facebook URL and their Twitter handle down there. Okay. And so people started to find out, oh, I didn't realize they were on Facebook. I didn't realize they were on Twitter. I think I'm going to go check them out. Okay. And so slowly but surely, every month, those numbers started growing.
All right, the 3,000 likes then on their Facebook page has translated into what for their company?
Well, I asked the marketing folks that because I wanted to put some numbers to that. Mm-hmm. Tell me what percentage of sales increase you had or what percentage of customer increase that you had. And they were telling me numbers like, well, you know, in 1 year we had like a 15% increase in our direct sales to this demographic. That's real money in their pocket. And they weren't using their social media to offer their products for sale with a buy button on it. Okay. What they were doing is they were making a personal connection with people. And that's really what all social media is making that personal connection. Print, TV, radio, stuff like what we're doing today, this is all a one-way communication. We capture this event and we broadcast it one way. Social media is completely different. You can't use social media to simply put out press releases all the time. That's not the point. The point is to have a two-way conversation. It's to engage that person who's on the other end of Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, to listen to what they have to say, to validate how they feel and what they think, and then to talk to them, just to simply talk. Okay. And so that conversation that you have with somebody, what's magical about that is...
Are companies open to that, or is that conversation
it's very, very frightening to some companies. Very, very frightening. In fact, many companies, in fact, some of the folks watching this today can confirm this, they can't use Facebook at work, for example. Yeah. I got hired by a bank one time to come in and talk to their board of directors about how to use social media effectively to connect with the new generation of banking customers, because their demographic was getting older and older and older. And I was like, if you don't start attracting younger people, your bank's going to go out of business because the older people, people die eventually. And so they said, okay, well, how do we do that? So I did 2 meetings of 3 hours apiece, and I convinced them. And then at the end of the last meeting, I said, but you have a serious problem, because you block all the things that I've been talking about. You block them from your own employees.
All right, hang on to that thought. Blocking, good or bad, right? We'll continue this conversation. Steve Holt is with us talking about social media as we continue dialogue at EPlus TV 6.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson of the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Over my career, I've been asked, what's the most difficult part about being a state trooper? That's easy. The hardest part about being a state trooper is going to someone's house and telling the people there that someone they love is never, ever coming home because of a senseless, preventable traffic crash. In Tennessee, every year, way too many lives are lost by drinking and driving, texting and driving, and not wearing your seatbelt. Please don't make me tell your loved ones that you're not coming home.
Hi, I'm Franny Smith, host of EPlus TV 6 cooking show, At Home on the Range. Our show features some of Jackson's best cooks, regular folks just like you and me that enjoy home entertaining and sharing their culinary skills. Join us each week as our guests share favorite family recipes, tips for entertaining, and delicious fare from the natural gas kitchens at Kaufman's Home Furnishings and Appliances. Have fun with local folks who are going to help you feel more at home on the range.